Okay,
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Dudley in general. I mean, for starters, you obviously want to pick the right super. So I said this before. In one of my coverages versus the other characters. You can pick either the first one for bigger damage, or the third one for higher combo ability. So, for example, this super can connect against anything, and it can reversal anything. Well, almost anything. I forgot. We'll check the startup of it. 1 second. Where is he? Okay, here we go. Like the startup of his super is, oh god, is 0 frames. Well, technically it means 1 frame. So it's really fast, and you can adjust the like the spacing of it. You can adjust how far it goes. So depending on which button you press. So if you press jab, then it's gonna go to least distance. If you press fierce, it's gonna go the farthest distance. So that actually is depend. It actually makes a difference when it comes to the characters that you fight against. So for example, if you're playing against Remy and you use the fierce one, the fierce super, then it's not gonna be as many hits. Same thing with Alex. I think it's the same thing with. I think that's it. But it makes a difference with certain characters. So there's that, and rocket uppercut is only if you want like big damage, because this thing, it's like if you're playing against the female characters, you definitely want to pick this one. But if you just want to play safe on the safe side, then you can pick corkscrew blow. But for me, in my preference, I pick corkscrew blow against everybody, just because like of how easy it is to connect the combos and hit confirm it. So.
Well, I got the picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Now, when it comes to normals,
like gentlemen.
Dudley's normals are really, how can I say it? Like, they're really like linear based. So he really has to keep like the ground game. Like, he doesn't really have a low game, like a low ground game, like other characters. He really has to stay linear, like on the ground. So some of his like his jabs you want to use for sometimes you want to use them for like the short jump arcs, like Dudley, like a Dudley mirror you want to use jab. Versus Urian you can use jab. Versus Ken you can use jab, but for the most part, this move isn't really that worth it. So try to the only use for the jab is for a counter grab. So if you use jab, like forward, because forward jab and standing jab make a difference. Like forward jab, he inches forward a bit, whereas standing jab, he just stays in place. So forward jab as a counter grab works. So you'll see, this is regular jab. He's not moving anywhere, but this is forward jab. So it makes a big difference. So that's the only reason. That's the only thing that makes a difference when it comes to when it comes to doing counter grabs. So if you're like in this position and you use like standing forward and you want to tick grab, you can do something like that. So just jab and then, so it's kind of like a taunt, but you like drum it, like, so it's like 1, 2, but really fast. So 1, 2. Let me get a closer look. 1, 2. So it's. But you have to remember to hold forward to get the extra range. So that's the way to. That's the only use for his standing jab. Other than that, you don't really want to use it. Standing short, there is absolutely no reason to use standing short at all, except for like, you know, a close block string. But even then, it's really dangerous because they can parry high or low. So really, you're better off using forward instead of just standing jab. So there's no reason to use this. Standing strong is one of his good moves because you can really space him out like this really easily, and you can link it into duck under super. So you can do something like that. So that's one of the good reasons to use the standing strong. Let's see. Well, actually, let me go back to his jabs. Low jab, there's no really use for it because, I mean, you can go into super with it, but it's not really worth it because it doesn't hit low. I mean, they could block it high or low no matter what, so there's no really use for it for this. So you're better off sticking with low short. So you'll notice that like later on when it comes to the meta game that low short plays a big role in terms of like combo abilities, so you really want to pay attention to using low jab. So there's that, and standing strong I went into, you can use it as an anti-air if you want to. So if they're jumping and like you're worried about them parrying, you can just do something like that.
Prepare to strike now.
As you can see. And it has good distance too, so if they try to jump forward on you, then it's the same thing. So in terms of anti-airs, you can use it that way. Change this real quick. You can also use standing forward the same way too as an anti-air. For the chain combo, so you do standing forward, standing roundhouse into fierce. So 1, 2, and then 3. So you can use it like this, and that works as an anti-air. So if they're like, you know, trying to jump in on you, you can use this. Forward works as a link. So if you want to like apply pressure for like any character, you can use it this way too. And you could go into super from it. But the only problem is like if they parry and they block afterwards, they can punish you for it. Well, not really punish you, but they can like grab you. So it's not really one of those moves that you can abuse. Now the good thing about this move is that you can mix it up with other things. So you can keep on doing this like once or twice, and then low short. So 1, 2, and then like that. Because most of the time people will try to you know, parry the sword forward. So you can catch them in that little advantage point right there, and you can go for low short for the mix up. Or you can just go like, you can mix it up. You can do 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1 overhead. So crouching forward it's really slow, so you don't really want to use it. I mean, because if it's blocked, then they can reverse the super. It's like, I mean, how bad is it? crouching forward is right here. And it's minus 12 on block. So that's really, really bad. I mean, they could probably sweep you after that too, so you have to really be careful. So yeah, the only max range, maybe you can use it, but that's only like versus an Dudley mirror or like other characters. But if you're playing versus the Shotos, you really don't want to use this move. Standing Fierce. So this move, it inches you forward a little bit, so it's good for like spacing out, and you can also go into super with it, so it's really good too. So you can, if they try to jump in on you from like a certain distance, you can use this move and you can just go into super from there.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it. Let's go.
So like that. So there's that, and same thing. You can do the same thing with low strong or standing strong too. So if they try to jump in on you, you can do something like that, and it'll still hit them. And you get that. And that's another thing too. When it comes to anti-airing, you can use the low strong or standing strong for uppercuts. So if they try to parry you, you can go into uppercut into super, and that's one of the good things about it. Oops. And same thing can be done with sword forward. Holy crap. And you get the knockdown. So you can use all of those to your advantage and, make them pay for trying to jump in on you. So back to the Fierce. The only time you want to use Fierce is if like if you want to catch them in a jump. So for example, if you do two low shorts, like on their wake up, and you think they're gonna jump afterwards, you can do that. So low short, and then like that. Holy cow! Damn this bitch! Oh my god! Oh my god! You gotta be kidding me! So like that. It's really hard for them because if they block it, then they're in hit stun, so you'll get a chance to use standing fierce to stuff them out like that, and it gives you an advantage because if it's not in the corner, then it knocks them towards the corner. So it's a really good move to like push them back and force them into the corner. Same thing can be said about forward fierce, but it's too slow when it comes to like starting up, because you have the whole like charging backwards and then just like that. So forward fierce is like it's useful if you're like outside the range. So if you're like right here, then okay. But if you're like close up like this, you don't really have to use it. So that's one of the good things with standing fierce. But other than that, you don't really want to use it for anything else. So I mean, you can use it for anti-airs with super. So you can like that. Oh god. So you have to do it really fast. And you can use it for spacing out, like I said before, like that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, and if you want to catch them whiffing like a move, then you can do that too. But it's a little difficult because, it's if they whiff a low forward or something, then it's really hard to punish since, it doesn't have that much range and, it goes right on top of it, so it's really hard. But in the mirror match, it's really good, but versus some characters, it's not that good. It's all a matter of who you play against. But against the top tiers, you definitely don't want to use a move like that, unless you want to stuff them out. So now, Crouching Fierce is actually a better move because it stuffs out a lot of stuff. So like for example, low forward from Urian, it stuffs out a lot of moves from Dudley. So in their mirror match, it's really good. It stuffs out a lot of moves from Hugo, from Alex. Like a lot of the big characters, it stuffs out a lot of moves. So it's really good. And if you happen to catch them in the air with it, you can duck under and go into super afterwards as a reset. And you get the knockdown from there. So that's the only reason why it's good, but other than that, you don't really want to abuse this move because bad timing with it will cause you to get punished for it. So for example, if somebody's like expecting you to do this, like in a mirror match, they can standing roundhouse you on reaction. So it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So try not to abuse this move too much. Standing roundhouse, same thing as always. Like you can use it as an anti-air if they're close by you, and you can just go into super from it too. So it's the same concept with standing strong, standing fierce, and forward. But the good thing about this is that this move can go into a lot of things. So it can go into like his combo if you get a parry. You can go into duck under with this. So you can hit confirm into it. And it's a good spacing tool too. So if you're in somebody's face, you can just use that and you already have screen. So it's one of those, you can also apply pressure with it, so like that. And if you happen to you can bait out parries. So if you do standing roundhouse into duck under, and say you buffer parry low, so 1-2 buffer parry, and then you punish with standing roundhouse into EX, and you get the free combo from there. So it's one of those good moves to like. It's one of the good combo starters that he has. But the only problem is you might need EX for it. But other times you can just go into uppercut, and it does a chunk of stun, and it's a good move for anti-airs too. So if you find them jumping and you get a free parry, then that's a good chunk like that. So that's a standing roundhouse. Low roundhouse is a different story. Low roundhouse is where you want to emphasize in the corner. You don't really want to just do it, because a lot of characters, like the top tiers, they can punish it on reaction. So like Chun, she can do low jab into super, she can do low roundhouse, she can do standing fierce or back fierce, or standing strong to stuff out this move. Same thing with Ken, but like I said, it depends on who you're playing. Like if you're playing like Urian or like Dudley, it depends on the characters. So sometimes you can use this move to like trade, but for the most part, try to not use it like, all the time, like outside the corner. Now, speaking of the low roundhouse, the only time you would really want to use it is in the corner for like the 50-50 mix-up. So say if you get that one grab that you need after a pressure, so like forward into grab, and then low roundhouse. Right there is the combo starter. So you can, from there, you can mix it up. And depending on the character that you're playing against, like Chun-Li, Alex, Dudley, Q, Makoto, like some characters, they can be juggled more than once. So you can do up to at least 5 times. Or at most 5 times versus Chun-Li, Alex, and Dudley. For sure. For some characters you can do it once or twice. For other characters you can only do it like you know, once. Like the Shotos you can only do it once. But it's like I said, it's a good combo starter, so if you get one low roundhouse, the amount of damage it does is a lot, and plus the advantage that you have is it gives you so much advantage because you get to you can go into super after that, or you can just leave it as is. And then just taunt. Now, one thing that people have to know about the taunt, like, it's more than just like the rose, it also gives you extra damage. So for people who think that, you know, taunts in this game are like for like showing off or whatever, do not think of it that way, because if you do, then, you know, people are going to be taunting you and you're not going to know why. So if somebody grabs you, every knockdown that you get with Dudley, for the most part, about 75% of the time, you're going to have to taunt. So if you get a knockdown like that, taunt, and then you get the 50-50 mix-up. Now, the reason why is because most people, they tend to try to parry the rose, so you can parry it forward or down, which leaves the opponent like open to a lot more options. So if you grab them once, you taunt, you can walk up and grab them again. You can, and then from there you can taunt again, and you can apply more pressure and then do it again, and then just, you know, continue it that way. Now, the one thing that you have to understand is that you cannot do it twice, because if you do, then, you know, the rose gets stuck in your hand for some reason. But you know, in terms of applying pressure, this is where Dudley's focus is. This is his main game plan. So once you score that knockdown of like a grab or something, you focus on that, and then mix it up with both short, and, you know, toward forward and grab, or just, you know. The way I see it is, you basically want to keep it simple with Dudley. You don't really want to like go crazy with like, oh, low short, low forward roundhouse, low short, standing forward, you know, low short, forward, toward forward, then like forward roundhouse, or, you know, stuff like this. You don't really want to do all that because it shows too much. It shows that you're going for like button heavy moves. Like it shows that you're going for combos and things that are leading to a quick super. Now, you don't really want to give that away, because then you give away the, you know, the whole mix-up point, you know, the whole mix-up portion of it all. So you really want to keep it simple with grab, low short, and forward roundhouse, because from there you can, you know, catch them with a surprise low roundhouse, and that's like a chunk of damage right there. So that's one of the reasons why, like, when I tell people, like, when they play Dudley, even though I don't play Dudley, like, you know, as a main character, I tell them to play Dudley simpler. Like, don't just go for crazy shit. Like if anybody knows like Duke from New York, like, what is it, Hardbread or whatever, he's like probably the best Dudley player in New York. But when it comes to playing against other people, like, he doesn't do that good, because either he presses too many buttons and he gets parried, or he tries too many things and he fucks up his execution. Now, that's why I tell him to keep it simple, because if he does, he can just, like, you know, get a free combo or a free super from the first choice that he gets, from the first chance that he gets. So instead of doing like one low short into this or into that one low short that he does could have connected into two low shorts into super. So that's why I tell them to, like, keep it simple. So for those of you who are playing Dudley, I recommend that you keep it simple and you work on your hit confirms. So low short into super, and forward roundhouse into super, or even torch strong. If you want to be a top player, you have to know all of them. So torch strong, you want to do standing strong into duck under, and standing roundhouse into duck under. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those 5 moves are the ones that will get you the most advantage when it comes to being in the corner. and especially if you have super. So I recommend, like, if you want to practice it, put the dummy on crouch and random guard, or standing, or whatever you want to practice, and practice it from there. So you just keep on practicing it. You just keep on practicing it until you get it down perfectly. And that way, if you ever get anybody in the corner, you will not have to worry about, you know, you messing up anything, because you can apply your pressure and just, you know, get the max super and just keep him in the corner again. That's one of the reasons why, like, when I played, for example, when I played Gunfight, when I played him, there were the times when he would beat me would be when he would mix it up, like, simply with, like, grabs into low short short, into forward roundhouse, into forward, the chain, and when it came to getting the super, he would either go for low roundhouse, or just or like low short and then try to mix it up from there. Like, he wouldn't really just go for low short short, he would just go for the low roundhouse, and he wouldn't really focus, like, on the super aspect of it. So I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why, like, I took advantage of, like, getting out of his wake up options, because I was free to jump out. So that's why I say, you know, the main game of this is to keep it simple. So I'm gonna put this right here in the title. Keep it simple. And where the hell did it go? Oh yeah. Keep it simple. Because basically, if you keep it like that, then, you know, you don't have to worry about a lot of things, because you already know your options. You know that if you do 2 low shorts and if they block it, you can use standing fierce to push them into the corner again. If you want to keep them in there, you can use 2 low shorts, standing roundhouse into super, push them in the corner again, and taunt. And even then, if you don't want to do any of that, you can just keep on grabbing. And like I said, you have the carry grab. So forward jab for the carry grab, which gives a lot of distance. So low short, carry grab again. You have to establish that fear of grabbing. So that way, if they're afraid of the grab, if they try to jump, you can just do low roundhouse, you can do low short short, forward, or standing roundhouse into duck under. And it all goes into the basic game plan of you know, maximizing your super options. Now, aside from the whole, like, you know, corner aspect of it, when it comes to playing, like, the footsie games, you really want to make sure you walk and block properly. So know the spacing of your moves. So standing fierce is good to push back. But most of the time you'll find that you're going to be jumping in a lot. So I recommend, like, when you jump in, if you want to do an early jump in, use jump in roundhouse. I wouldn't recommend doing jump in fierce, even though, like, I'm guilty of using jump in fierce a lot. But that's only because I time it properly. So if you want to, like, jump in, use the same concept of with Ken and do late jump ins or early jump ins. Or just, you know, the basic moves you want to use is jump in fierce, jump in roundhouse, or jump in forward. You don't really want to use jump in strong because it's, you know, it goes over. So you only want to use this for anti-airs. So like versus dive kicks, you can use it like that. But then again, you can use jump back fierce like that too. And same thing with jumping forward. Okay, so now back to the jump-ins. Like, if you want to get in, you'll find that 9 times out of 10 you're going to be jumping in a lot. So you really have to be careful, because if you jump in and somebody parries you, for example with Ken, you'll get punished easy. Very, very easy.
Prepare to strike. Now. Prepare to strike.
So if I'm expecting you to jump in, which I will, it's a free max punish combo. So that's one of the things that you have to be careful of. So you can mix it up, and you can do like early jump roundhouse, which is pretty good, or late jumping roundhouse. Because as you can see, like I'm expecting to parry it like early, and I get hit by it. So from there, you can just go into super, like right there. You can definitely hit confirm it from that super. So you can definitely hit confirm this normal. Super. Or you could just mix it up. I mean, that's one of the good ways to get in with Dudley. I mean, you'll find yourself jumping in a lot. So if you tend to do that, you have to mix it up with like empty jump, low short short, empty jump grab, or just empty jump, or not empty jump, late jump in roundhouse, or late jump in forward, which is actually easier to do because you can hit confirm it easier. So you can do something like that. Or you can just like whiff the fierce and then it's a grab, or do the Kokujin and whiff jump in fierce into into EX upper. So it's all a matter of how you want to get in, but if you want to maximize your potential, you really have to know how to get in first. So there's jumping in, which a lot of you are going to rely on. So you either have to know how to buffer parry in the air, or you have to know how to space your normals. So if you're jumping in, know how to buffer parry, because if you don't, then you will not go anywhere. I guarantee you.
Let's fight. Like
that's jumping in. So you jump in. Say if somebody short you.
Are you ready? Go. Are you ready? Go.
And that's a free punish right there. And that's another thing too, you have to know your combos too, versus the characters. Most of the time, you'll find yourself doing EX into this versus some characters. Other characters you can just do walk up, sword forward into uppercut. And some characters you can just you can do one jab machine gun blow into sword forward into uppercut. So like versus Hugo you can do that. Versus Dudley you can do that. And I thought you can do it versus, but you know, you have to know the combos that push you into the corner. So, you know, make sure that you do that. So you can mix it up with this to push them into the corner, or for damage you can do well, actually they do the same amount of damage, so there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be doing duck under punch. Interesting. So get them into the corner with the basic combo like that, and then from here, like I said, you have to know your combos. but don't try to get fancy with it and try to do like 3 or 4 of them, because if you do, then you're gonna definitely mess up. Unless you're like Sako or something. But even then, just do one or two. You know, keep it simple. And then from there, just continue the mix up, and then just like that. Don't get fancy with it or whatever. You know, just keep it simple like that, and you'll find that versus a lot of the matchups, it becomes much more easier. So once you know like the basic combos, how to hit confirm, and how to parry in the air, and you know how to get in, then a lot of the matchups become very one-sided for Dudley, especially because of his damage output and how much stun bar he has, and like how much health he has. So you'll find that it's really advantageous to know your combos and to know like a lot more about like what works and what doesn't. So just keep that in mind with Dudley. Okay, now other specials. Backswing blow is really fucking good. So for example, if you like, in terms of like the empty jumps, like I said before, if you empty jump and grab like 2 times, but the 3rd time you'll definitely want to do empty jump backswing blow, because it's a really good move to use. So empty jump EX is really good, and basically it's one of those moves you want to use if you want to bait a grab. So if you do low short short and you see somebody, and if you walk up and you see them grab, do low short short backswing blow, and I guarantee you it will hit them. And the good thing is you can go into super. There's counter. Counter isn't really that useful. I mean, it's useful as an anti-air, but I mean, you take damage for it. So I wouldn't really recommend using it unless you want to like be a dumbass or be a jerk, whichever. Take your pick. Duck on. Oh yeah, duck on the super is really good for a cross up.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
So if you find somebody jumping in on you a lot and you can't like anti-air them with normal moves like that, just duck under and super backwards. So it's half circle forward. Is it half circle forward? Yeah, half circle forward, and then quarter circle back. Punch for the super. So half circle. So half circle forward into the back, and all in one switch motion. So it's sort of like a move in King of Fighters if you play it like that. Blech. If you play that game. So just really swift. And you can catch them. So keep it simple like that, and you can deal with the anti-airs better. So that's for the duck unders. You can go into fireballs. I mean, you can do like parry one hit of an EX fireball and do duck under, but there's really no point because you don't get any meter from it, so you're better off just parrying like both hits of the fireball. So try to refrain from doing that unless you're really close. So if they do like an EX fireball like in your face, you can do something like that. So if you're really proficient at that, you can do that. So Oh, and by the way, I actually use forward for the duck under, but you're welcome to use like any other, like that. But I just use the forward duck under, just in case. So, if you're wondering, like, you know, if you're like on your last bits of life and somebody does an EX fireball like that, you know what to do. So, that's that. That's for the duck unders. Now, I went over backswing blow, I went over counters. Oh, and one more thing for anti-airs. Another good way to keep anti-airs is like another good anti-air technique is to do standing roundhouse into a jab machine gun blow. Most people don't really do it because, you know, they don't really think of it as a combo ability thing. They just want to go for the uppercut for the damage. But if you're playing somebody who can parry like really proficiently, then you really wanna use that to your advantage, and catch them with the giant machine gun blow. Reason being is because in certain instances, depending on which ones they parry, if they get hit by the last hit like that, you can go into a combo. Like that. Or you can do that should work. And then it's super like that. So it's one of those things that you have to look for too. So it's a really good anti-air. I mean, it's not as damaging as like a plain old like standing roundhouse into uppercut, but it definitely mixes up the timing for the parry. So it's really difficult to continuously parry that. So if you want to anti-air, standing roundhouse into jam machine gun blow works really well, especially in the corner too. So. Actually, there you go. Like that. So if you stay at this distance and they try to, you know, neutral jump on you, just like that, and there you go. So I went over his normals, I went over his specials, his super, I showed you how to connect it and, you know, what you can do with it. Let me take a look at this. Miscellaneous, what's this? Okay, well. Key things to keep in mind about Dudley, his normal wake up, not his quick recover. His normal wake up is the fastest in the game. So, you know, when you knock somebody down and they don't quick recover, he has the fastest one in the game. So you'll find that actually makes a big difference when it comes to like wake up options. Oh yeah, always. That's another thing too with the wake ups. You have to always keep in mind which characters are the fastest on wake up and which characters are the slowest on wake up. Because if you can do that and you get a knockdown like this, you have to know when it's time to roast. So for example, with Chun-Li, you have to do like if you grab her once and she doesn't quick recover, you can do like a toward forward whiff into taunt. and it'll be right on top of her. But if you do like 2 jabs or something and you do the taunt, it'll land as soon as she gets up. So it depends on how you want to time your rows. So you really have to know which characters get up the fastest and which characters get up the slowest. Now you can look this up. Well, it's on the Shoryuken Wiki. Like, it shows you which characters which characters wake up fast and which characters wake up slow. So let me see. Wake up. Oops. Really? They have this? Wow. I'm looking for Dash right here. Here it is. Wake up and quick stand. It's on the Shoryuken Wiki. You could find it right here. And you know, here it is. Like I said, Dudley has the best normal wake up in the game. He's one of the quickest in the game to recover. I think he's like the second fastest. Oh no, Makoto is. So as you can see, like, you know, these frame differences make a big difference when it comes to like throwing the rows. So you have to memorize this. Well, not memorize it, but memorize like what normals are good to whiff. So for example, like one grab will get the fuck out of here, Ken. Oh, this guy. Alright, do this shit again. Like that. So, see, you can mix it up a little bit, but you just have to know which normals to whiff. So once you know that, you'll be good to go in the whole like mixing up department. So if you're really looking forward to you know, being proficient at the corner game with Dudley, you have to memorize that. So aside from that, aside from everything that I went over, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's probably specific stuff like combos or things that I probably didn't go over, but I mean, this is just like the basics of Dudley. This is just the basics that you want to know. So if you want to, you know, get to a higher level, this is what you need to know. So for those of you who missed anything, like with the Dudley coverage, it's gonna be on YouTube like by next week, like I said before. So, you know, just memorize it, study it. I know it's not as organized as I wanted it to be, but you know, if you keep on watching it over and over, you'll remember certain things. So this is all for my Dudley coverage, and for now I'm gonna get another drink. Don't worry, it's water, just so I can stay focused. And I'll be back and do the Elena coverage.